Hello there, this is Wanda Henches. Welcome to my first time trying to do a video. This was spur of the moment and I had a deadline, so I'm doing the best I can. I can't really get my camera over the top, but I think this will be okay. This is actually the background on my project. It uses distress oxides, picked raspberry, broken china, and twisted citron. And I worked up layers. Then I did some stenciling on top. I did some stenciling with this Sarah Stencil PS062, little dots and bigger dots. And you can see, hopefully you can see the littler dots up in here. There's some in here. And there's some up here, and those were done with the distress oxides stenciling, and these bigger dots were done with distress oxide stenciling. This was twisted citron, this was picked raspberry. Then these large darker dots are done with regular distress ink, picked raspberry. Once my background was done, then I stenciled with transparent embossing texture paste gloss, and I use this Sarah Stencil PS063 and these lines right here. I put lines this way and this way first, then I let it dry, then I came back and stenciled again, adding the lines this way and let it dry. The important thing to remember with the transparent pastes is to let them dry, air dry, because if you try to heat them, then it will stay white and it won't go transparent. So I'm going to show you how I worked up a background. This is a smaller piece. I'm going to use different colors. The trick to making this, to getting the variation between the paste and the oxides, is to work up layers so that you have a lot of oxidation on the surface of your paper. So I've got worn lipstick, wilted violet, and salty ocean. Spray with some water, press in the paper, move it around a little bit to get some coverage, and then we're going to dry it. As we're drying, as it's getting more dry, I'm going to add speckles of water. I'm using the Distress Sprayer. At first I resisted buying this because I had a bottle of water that I used, and if I wanted speckles I could easily put the water in my hand and flick it around or use other ways. But honestly, this is very nice. Once I decided to try it, I'm very happy with it. We're going to let this get pretty much all dry. And then we're going to come back in and we're going to pick up more of the color that's on the sheet. Now you could choose to mix it up a little bit, or you can choose to try to stay in your color areas. A little bit dry down here. I'm going to add some water. And then I'm going to start drying again. Speckle it up. Adding the water to the distress oxides is what pulls the oxidation to your surface. That color was pretty much used up. So we're adding ink, we're drying, we're adding water, we're drying. That's going to give us our most oxidation, and I love the look of texture it puts into the background. So we've done full color. We've picked up all our extra ink, and now we're going to do it again. At this point, you can decide that maybe you need more of one color than another, or maybe you want to leave a color out. We're going to spray it again with water, but I don't want all over coverage like we got the first time. So to stop that from happening, I'm going to go in here with my fingers and give it the look of already being dipped in. So all I have is all these speckles that I'm going to be working with. So I can pick them up a little bit at a time, bringing them into my surface. Then once again, I'm going to start drying. Adding my speckles of water and drying. Then I'm going to dip in again, picking up ink that's left on my craft sheet. I get it pretty much all picked up. Then dry. You can choose to remove a little bit of that if you want some lighter spots, and to help it dry at the end. You can notice how chalky my surface looks. I'm going to make sure that's nice and dry. Cool it off, because we don't want the heat with the transparent paste. And then we're gonna, at this point you can stencil with inks, you can stamp with inks, whatever you want. If anything you might want to get down before you add the paste, I'm going to jump right to the paste so I'm not taking up all your time. Again, it's Ranger's Texture Paste Transparent Gloss. You can use the transparent matte. The color won't, because of the matte surface, it's not as bright once it dries. So you see that it goes on white, but as it dries, then it turns clear. And clean up the extra as long as there's not ink on it. Clean off the edge of your tub. I have a sink not too far away, so I'll be able to get this stencil over there pretty quick and get it washed before the paste dries. And then you let it air dry. When it air dries, then you get this beautiful transparent color surrounded by all that oxidation. So you really have a lot of contrast. I love the way this looks. I will show a picture of this in my blog post. Remember, the key is enough layers of Distress Oxide to get a surface with lots of oxidation on it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. I might like to do more videos. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.